Hello, it's Danny. I'm going to bring you a presentation today that will review important information that we covered recently. The information is going to be about those nonverbal communication skills, the social cues. So we talked about it not that long ago, but again, I'm going to review it and pay attention as I go along. When we get together, we're going to play a trivia game as a group. And the more you can remember about that information around the social cues and nonverbal communication, the better you'll do with the game. So let that be your incentive. If you need to go back and watch any of the videos that pertain to the specific topics that I present today, they're all still on the YouTube channel. So I'd advise you to go back and watch those again, especially if there's anything that you're kind of fuzzy about at this point. Project Search UTMC Remote Learning Review, Session 3, Part 1. What we have learned during the last 2 weeks. The first thing I'm going to review is just the general concept of those social cues in the workplace, and the fact that the social cues that you need to observe are going to often tell you more than even the words that people say will tell you about what they're thinking and what they're feeling and what they're trying to communicate in general. And so those 4 things were facial expressions, body language, voice tone, and personal space. We talked about recognizing facial expressions and how important that is. You were given several examples of pictures, close-ups of people's faces, and you were tasked with identifying what emotion you felt was being expressed by those expressions. So think back on that. You may want to go back and watch the video that covered facial expressions to refresh your memory. There will be questions about this on the quiz. We went on to talk about body language. And again, I gave you pictures of people in certain postures and with using certain gestures to express things. And you were given the task of identifying what was being expressed through the body language being used by the person in the picture. So maybe you can go back and watch that video again. Perhaps you remember it well. But again, there'll be questions about it on the quiz. So it is still there on the YouTube channel for you to go back and check it out again. We also talked about tone of voice and how important tone of voice is in communication, in addition to the words people say. You were given statements that were delivered in 2 different tones of voice, and you were told to identify what was being expressed for each tone. I definitely recommend watching that one again if you don't remember it so well. And again, you will be given a question that will directly pertain to this in our quiz game when we get together. We also spent time discussing personal space and the fact that everyone has an invisible boundary around themselves that they think of as their personal space. We got into what can happen if we cross someone's boundary and go into their personal space. So I will be asking you questions in our quiz about this. Remember that you can go back and watch the personal space video again if you want to refresh your memory. So, were you paying attention? I hope you were, because we will be playing a game as a group to see just how much of this information you can remember. I'll remind you again, so the quiz will be in the form of a trivia game. So hopefully that will inspire you to Maybe you can remember everything pretty well. That's fantastic. If you want to refresh your memory, go back and maybe watch some of the videos. You can just watch parts of them. You can skip around. You don't have to watch all of them, of course, from beginning to end. But it might be a good idea to check out some snippets from those videos. Ah, summer is in the air at last. It's very warm outside, and I think I'll go for a walk. I'm going to put on some sunscreen first, of course, to protect my skin. Safety always. I would advise that all of you try to get outside, protect your skin, but get outside and take in some of that sunshine. It's good for you. That'll do it for now, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Project Search.